dedicated to the grind and dedicated to you. That's why we do what we do. This is Power Grind Boxing. What's going on, boxing world? I want to take this time right now to send a gigantic salute to Mills Lane. He was an International Boxing Hall of Fame referee. He died at the age of 85. He was a collegiate boxing champion. He narrowly missed the 1960 U.S. Olympic team, but he went on to be a prosecutor. He was a two-term district attorney. He was a district court judge. And of course, he was one of the greatest referees in boxing history. He recently died in Reno, Nevada. They had spoke to him. I read an article online and they had spoke to his son. And, his son was talking about his health declining. He suffered debilitating stroke, I want to say about 21 years ago. And basically that stroke is what ended his officiating career, because he was a officiator. So that kind of ended his career because he was unable to move a lot. He was unable to speak. Basically his son was saying that he took a significant decline in health. And, he was basically saying that he had passed away and he was surrounded by a lot of his family. Now, if you don't know, Mills Lane, he was a Marine. He won in the 1960 NCAA welterweight boxing championship, and he competed in the United States Olympic trials in California. I think he lost in the semifinals, but he turned pro. And then after he lost on his pro debut, he won 10 consecutive fights. And then after those 10 fights, he said, you know what? I'm going to retire. You got what I'm saying? Now, let me tell you something else, some interesting things about Mills Lane. He served 2 terms as Washoe County, Nevada's district attorney, and then he became a district court judge. He also hosted a television show, and I remember, and it was called The People's Court. Yeah, that's right. He was basically legally officiating civil cases. It's crazy. Now, what's crazy is that even though Mills Lane is primarily known as one of the greatest referees in boxing histories, and he worked some of the biggest fights in the 20th century. I'm talking about he officiated Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, and so many others. He had this famous catchphrase of "Let's get it on." I remember Mills Lane in MTV's Celebrity Death Match when they was doing like claymation. I'm telling you, man, there will never be another Mills Lane. He is considered as one of the greatest referees that ever lived. You got what I'm saying? Because, oh yeah, I don't know if I told y'all, but he was like in the Marine Corps. He had good judgment. He used to box. Man, he just did so many great things. Now, Mills Lane is really notorious for officiating Holyfield versus Tyson at the MGM Grand Garden in Las Vegas in 97, when we didn't call it fight night, we called it bite night, because Mike Tyson bit both of Evander Holyfield's ears and it was a crazy pandemonium type situation. I remember seeing Mills Lane on a Tonight Show. I remember seeing him in so many different situations. I'm telling you, I thought he was a good referee. I thought he was I didn't think, how sometimes you see a referee and he tries to get into he breaks up the action, and he breaks up the action so many times where you start looking at him. It's like he becomes the star. Nope. Mills Lane, let's get it on, was the great referee because he tried to stay out of the action. He in 2013, he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He was a great referee. And, I'm just saying, I had to get on and say some good things about Mills Lane, and salute the fact that he was in the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. And, I'm just saying, like, condolences to his family. You know, what else can I say about Mills Lane? Listen, I don't know if there's a heaven. I don't know if there's a hell. But if he's in a better place, then I'm saying I really hope that Mills Lane is sleeping in peace. You got what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that he rests well. Mad shouts out to Mills Lane and his family. I'm telling you, from what I knew of him and what I saw of him, I'm telling you, I really enjoyed his officiating. You got what I'm saying? I'm hoping that I'm using that word properly, but if not, it's okay. You got what I'm saying? That's just how it is. I'm telling you, Mills Lane, he was that guy for real. You got what I'm saying? That's just how it is. But look, mad shouts out to Mills Lane. And hey, I think that's all we got to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is Power Grind Boxing, courtesy of Power Grind Sports, reminding you to stay on the grind. Peace.